Hey guys, Asian Kyle here, bringing you just a really quick video of how I fix this problem of the shredded pocket. So you have your knife and you have your jeans, and you really like both. So you carry your knife in that pair of jeans a lot, and you pull the knife out and you use it and you put it back, and you do that process. And after a little while, you start to notice a little bit on the jean pocket that your pocket's starting to fray a little bit. But hey, you don't think anything of it. You don't worry about it. Jeans are starting to get a little old. Whatever. Gotta replace them anyways, right? Well, then another month passes and you start to notice that the lining in your pocket has separated from the outside jean material, as in the stitching is completely torn up. And you finally realize it was your beloved knife that was doing that. Anytime you have a knife with any sort of textured material, whether it be this Norlex GTX, FRN, G10, micarta, whatever it is, anything with texturing on it that's not smooth, like aluminum or titanium, it will tear up your pocket. And that's a really annoying problem, and I know it's probably just a knife guy problem, and we could get over it by not carrying our knives, but let's face it, we're not going to do that. If you've had that issue, you've probably watched Nut and Fancy's video of how he applies JB Weld underneath his pocket clip on his knife. Cold Steel has very aggressive G10, and that's the knife he applied it to. But he goes through and he sands down the G10 and he tapes it up, and then he puts a JB Weld on it, and then he lets it sit overnight. And he comes back and he sands down the JB Weld and everything. And anyways, it takes him a while. The end product looks really, really nice. He does a great job, and it works fantastic, and most of all, it's incredibly durable. But for me, I don't really have time for things like that. From this little splotch, you can probably already start to tell that this stuff is actually nail polish. And I really like this bottle of nail polish specifically because it's got this really thin and fine applicator tip that allows you to kind of put this nail polish exactly where you want it to go. I use black because the two examples sitting before you have black handles, so it didn't really matter. But if you've got, say, a blue Griptilian, you can use clear nail polish all the same. It's just top coat stuff. My wife picked this stuff up at Fred Meyer, I don't even know how long ago, but it wasn't recent, and it still works great. So I know you might be thinking that nail polish is a really poor way to do it because you've seen girls' fingernails and they start to get a little chip there and they start to pick it off, and before too long they've gotten rid of all the fingernail polish on this hand. So the stuff flakes off. Well, it's not exactly true. Here before you is my CRKT M2102G. This was one of the first knives I ever did in YouTube, and it works out great, but as you see from here, what is that shiny stuff on there? Yes, that is nail polish as well. I put the nail polish on this knife back when this was my only knife on here because these sections here were shredding my pockets. There's some form of metal, whatever. They act as a blade stop in the pivot, and they were incredibly sharp, very, very textured, and it destroyed my jeans. So I had the brilliant idea one day to put some nail polish on it because it dries quickly. It still leaves a little bit of texturing, as you can hear, but mostly it gets rid of the sharpness found on these two pieces of the knife, and on the back here as well. And it works out great. This has been on here now for over a year, and I did this back when I was carrying this knife full time. I've never had any issues with it chipping off or anything, and whenever I did my hard use test with this knife, yes, it did have nail polish on it, even for that. So nail polish works out really, really great. It doesn't take very long to do either. I put this stuff on there and I just let it sit. While I'm letting this dry, I can go do other things. I can fold a basket of laundry, I can cook a meal, I can sharpen a knife. It doesn't matter. You can let this stuff sit and dry all on its own and then just put the pocket clip back on it once it's done. I prefer this method over the JB Weld method simply because this is less labor intensive and it's fairly durable as well. When the nail polish dries, it'll dry this really, really smooth kind of texture, but as you see, it still leaves just a little bit of the texturing found on the knife as well, just to give some positive feedback. So I really like this method, guys. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if you've got a colored knife, you can use clear and it works just the same. So anyways, leave some comments down below on what you use to solve this problem. I'd love to hear back if there's a better method that takes up just the same amount of time, and maybe I'll try it out. So anyways guys, Agent Kyle signing off, bringing you my video on how I fix the shredded pocket problem.